Welcome to a platform where we debate on the top stories of the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and other leagues with the best in the world of sports. You'll also get interviews with many athletes and media talents at several basketball events, including the WNBA and college basketball. My name is Rafique Louison, and this is Nothing But That Sports Talk. Welcome to another episode of Nothing But That Sports Talk. Rafique Louison alongside Ryan Walker. How's everything going with you this past week?
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I wasn't thinking I even though I was gonna have my Showtime hoops on, I would have had you throw a background for them. But big shout out to Showtime Hoops. They got another classic coming up May 27th. I believe it's gonna be at the Fieldhouse in Massapequa. A lot of good kids on the card already. Dwayne Pierce, Bryce King going to Ohio State, Parrish Edmond, Notre Dame Prep in Connecticut. Well, who else I seen they threw on the card there? They got one mother. Everybody they threw on, and Jeremiah Webb, Wyandan's High School, one of the top, if not the top guard in Long Island, already on the card. It's got many more kids that's gonna come up for it. It's good too. I actually got to chop it up with Ralph at Referee Rant, which was good. We did a good show together. So I know he's out there working and chopping it up in the upcoming days. That project will be out. And and I was at it's been a good week. I was at No Sleep Till Brooklyn this Wednesday. Yesterday they just passed. And well, 2 weeks before, because of course spring break, the kids were out of school for quite a while, about a week and a half. But good players, good kids out there. Good showcase in Brooklyn. Good kids from Metro BDA to kids that play of Thomas Jefferson. A lot of good kids in the building playing ball. Good teams yesterday. So it's been a good week, man. It's a lot of good work.
Yeah, it's always a lot of good work when you're watching the future of basketball play in the smallest basketball league in the poor Brooklyn. I mean, you're doing a great job with the announcer for those Seattle Brooklyn. I had a chance to actually witness some games down there. You guys are put together like literally the future of basketball in your own rights.
Yeah. Blue got a good thing going, with his and with NYC Basketball Live. They're good partners and friends, so they come together and they do a lot of work together. And I just happen to know them and be good, friends with the guys. Always Blue from the ISA, but the days of South Shore, of course, when Jared was there, and still to the connection to afterwards, and through the years always being at ISA. And then I see a lot of always high school great coverage he would do with his media work. Shout out to him, NYC Basketball Live, that he'd always cover the stars to the middle level. He would cover everybody, the guys coming up or the guys that are not, who are overrated, underrated. He had everybody on his page, on his showcase. So they come together and they do No Sleep to Brooklyn, which is a good thing. And it's a local thing, but it's a thing with a lot of good kids that are out there and they doing a good project with it. So it's always good to go down there and help the guys out and do some work. They got a good platform, good games, and it all leads up to everything, like we got ISA going on now because of course the high school basketball season is over, but they'll trend into the AAU thing and then summer ball and everything. It all leads into that, WNBA, and it's baseball's in full motion right now. Basketball still flowing for us in New York, hockey too. So it's a good time right now.
Yeah, WNBA season starts in about 13 days. The Knicks, well, they're still in the playoffs. At least if they lose, they'll have a game 7 at the Garden. But we hopeful that we get back to the Garden for game one of the second round against either the Bucks or the Pacers, who are currently playing right now, as opposed to game 7 against the Philadelphia 76ers. Because let's face it, as we transition to the way they lost, how disappointing was it that the Knicks wasted this opportunity to finish out the Sixers in game 5 after letting Tyrese Maxey score 7 points in this span of 28 seconds? Does it give you like Reggie Miller vibes in the postseason back in the days?
You know what? It happened so quick. Like, it happened so quick. Like, I didn't even really catch when people were saying, like, the next day, like oh, yeah, Maxey pulled off the Miller. Like, listen, I lived through both times. First of all, nothing that's ever gonna. You were there. You seen it, but you still were too young enough to really absorb it. And I was young, but I was young enough but old enough to absorb it and hurt it, feel it. That was one of the most. I've never heard Knicks Nation more quieter after a big time loss. The two biggest losses I've ever seen was, well, of course, the finals hurt, and the bad shooting performance by John Starks. But shooters shoot, and that's what got them there. A lot of times we criticize, and I'm going to go back to the main point. We criticize Starks. We got to remember this guy went to Oklahoma State. He was undrafted. He went in the CBA, did a lot of international work. He was bagging groceries when they called him back to play basketball, and came to the NBA and achieved a lot of things for his height that a lot of players cannot do. But with that being said, into tough Knicks losses, when Reggie Miller scored those 8 points in that amount of seconds, it was mind boggling because our Knicks up by 8. Okay, you try to get the ball in bound, up, you should be good. All right, you have a little turnover. All right, he steps back, he shoots a 3, boom, you're down 5. All right, you're still good. Take your time, get an inbound, boom, it happened again. You could hear a pin drop in the series. The Knicks battled back. They brought it to a game 7. And in the game 7, that's where Patrick Ewing missed the finger roll. And I'm telling you, you've never heard it. Man, when I tell you a loss that hurt, that series right there was painful because the year before they went to the finals and they had that, that tough loss and a tough series against in actuality, a better Houston Rockets team. They came back the next year and it was like, no, we're going to get back. They're going to win it. And they fell short. And I believe even that was the year when Jordan had just came back. So they tried to make the Rockets ended up going back to back. But those are 2 horrific losses. And this one, what didn't even feel like that. It was just because everything happened so quick because the Knicks were supposed to win that game, and everything that could go wrong really quick went wrong. They didn't grab a few rebounds. I can tell you that off top because there was a few times that they kicked off for shots, but nevertheless, the foul by Mitchell Robinson. I mean, Mitch, you can't commit that foul.
Even though Maxey got away with a travel.
But those moves look like, well, if we gonna start being technical, listen, I'm not denying. Hey, I'm not fighting it, but I mean, these guys do all types of different dribble, 2, 3 gather step moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, I mean, I didn't see that. I look over again. He probably did travel. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, it's Mitchell's responsibility to be smarter and savvy enough to say, we're up 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or 6, or whatever the point
You're
differential, right?
28 seconds left.
You're up 6. You can't let him make the 3, but you can't stop the clock and then make him make 3 free throws on the line. You're better off just making him make the 3. Ill-advised crazy foul. Maxey comes to make the free throws. All right, you still have a chance. I'll go to bottom, go to foul line. Misses the first, makes 1. Right? Was something like that?
Yeah. Hart missed the first, made the second, and after that, Tyrese Maxey brought the ball down court to tie the game. Jalen Brunson got a shot blocked by Embiid.
Right. So
aside from the 5-point lead, the Knicks had to begin overtime. It was just not enough defense and mistakes by Jalen Brunson on his part. I mean, he didn't think the Hartenstein was losing his communication with them in that passing sets.
Hey, I'm not mad at Brunson. He makes so many great plays for us that sometimes you got to take. Look, remember last year in the Miami Heat series, guys was going all crazy, like, "Oh, Brunson turned it over." I was like, but he's been phenomenal all year. You with your best players, you already know that you're going to take the good with the bad, and they're probably going to do a lot more good than bad. And he had a critical play there. I mean, the Knicks just found a way to do everything in the last minute to make the Sixers win the ball game. You know, it's all fair, love, and war. That's the way I look at it now. We just happen to be up 3-2. We had a game 2, where they feel like they should have won, and we stole, and now it comes back, and now we got a road series. I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't like their chances tonight, but I hope they can pull it off. All I know is that if applicable, a game 7 is 7 p.m. on Saturday.
Yep, it is. And if you want our thoughts on what happens with the rest of the Philadelphia 76ers and Knicks series, tune into the very next episode. But now we transition into talking about the way the Mavericks steamrolled the Los Angeles Clippers. Man, that it looks like the Mavericks got this in control. They're going to beat him this time, but who would have thought they would have won the game the way they did?
Well, you know what? The series, being fair to the Clippers, the series is not over. But let me tell you something. You know it, and I know it. The Mavericks are the better team. Now, it might look like on paper the Clippers are the better team, and by far, the Clippers are the better team on paper. You know what's scary? On paper, the Clippers are the best team in the league. Mm-hmm. Right? On paper, if you tell me you got Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, you should be pretty good, right?
Yeah, you should.
Even though they have the better talent on the team, they're not the better team. The Mavericks are a better team. They have 2 guys that are 2 go-to guys, with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, even if Luka's not a great defender. Even if Kyrie, whatever they say the flaws, together offensively, and I told people that, I said, offensively, that is phenomenal. When you're in a playoff series now and defense that starts being played better and things start, you need guys that when it's like 10 on the shot clock can get it and go create a play. And these guys can score in all different types of magnitudes. So I can tell you for a fact that the Clippers are done. I do not see them coming back. You know what I'm saying? I've seen crazy things happen, Clippers teams in the past. And the Mavericks are a good team. So even if what are they going back to the Clippers town, the Clippers place? It doesn't even make a difference. They could beat them down there too.
Nope. The game 6 will be in Dallas
they're done.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, you got an interesting point. I'm gonna share a bring with you. I think the Mavericks could finish them off the very next game, in game 6. All right. Now on to the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. Was that even a surprise that the Celtics won just 5 games? I mean, Miami was without Jimmy Butler. But after winning game 2, I was kind of hoping that we get a more competitive playoff series like we've done in the past 2 seasons and the season before 2021. But without Jimmy Butler, it was just not enough offense to compete with the Boston Celtics. Even with Kristaps Porzingis not playing for at least the next few rounds up until the conference finals, or possible conference finals run, rather. Miami, they had a 3-point shooter with Tyler Hero, and Vasquez, and Bam Adebayo, but it just was not enough defense to slow down Tatum and Brown and White. It's just not enough.
It's, I always talk about Miami's a great organization, great head coach, one of the best, if not the best, in the league, Eric Spoelstra. Great culture. The guys play and develop right under their system. LeBron time, before LeBron time, Wade Shaq time, they found ways to win titles. Mm-hmm. And in the last few years, even through all the different things, whoever we all picked in the East around then, they found a way to go to the finals several times. Conference finals several times. Beating big time teams during these runs too. Beating Milwaukee's, the Celtics. Competed with a lot of tough teams throughout this time. But the hardest part is that, to be fair, like we said into them, they were decimated by injuries. we knew once Jimmy Butler went down, that pretty much was going to be, that was it. And when they got the other injury, and it just, they weren't healthy enough to do anything against this basketball team. So the Celtics, by accident, they earned to be the number one seed, and that's what was presented to them, and they took care of their business. And they'll be waiting for the winner of the 4-5 seed, which is the Cavaliers and Orlando. And it just seems like Boston just got a nice little roadway to the Eastern Conference Finals. They probably can afford a guy like Porzingis to go out for a while till he can completely get healthy. And you know how Porzingis is, so you better be timely and careful with him. So that's what we expected. Miami is just not healthy enough, and there's not enough offense for them to play with the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, just not enough, and there's not much more to be said about this. Boston was just, it all came down to the physicality and the ability to get an offensive transition, and in transition offense was what helped the Boston Celtics win those games down in South Beach. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all we can say.
Didn't have enough offense.
Yeah, but what team that did have enough offense to beat the Denver Nuggets, but it's just Denver just had a way of responding, and that's the Lakers and Nuggets. And the Lakers, at the very least, they didn't get swept, but they did lose in the first round. And this is LeBron's second time losing his NBA career. But right now, all I can say is that the Nuggets were a better team in close game situations. Jamal Murray had 2 game-winning shots against the Lakers during the series. Undeniable. Showing you why he's a defending champion. Right now, they move on to face the Minnesota Timberwolves, who swept the Phoenix Suns. Who would have thought that we would once again see an NBA playoffs with LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Stephen Curry at least not make it to the second round?
Yeah, those great players, those great men are like me, are great older men. And they've been playing this game for a long time at a high level. Those guys are all champions, Olympic champions, league MVPs, finals MVPs. So, it's their time eventually where, like you said, the Anthony Edwards, the Tyler Halliburtons, the Jalen Brunsons, the Victor Wembanyama, the Chet Holmgren, the Shea Alexanders, the Tatums, the Browns, those type of Nikola Jokic even as well too. You know what I'm saying? But all these guys are now their new frontier, and that's all it is. That's not those guys. Kevin Durant got to go to a team where guys are built to win right away, where he could just step in and just score and beat Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what LeBron's going to do with the Lakers. We hear a lot of rumors, but we'll see what's really going on in the offseason when it's closer to time. But the Warriors won titles a long time ago, bro, and it's not that time anymore. And Bronny losing in the first round. The Nuggets are really good. Like, I mean, this is sound crazy. I picked them to win again. I mean, and I'm a diehard Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to worry about because we got to win a big game tonight on the road, and that don't look too good. But we're praying God bless. Game 7 on Saturday in New York. God willing, and then even Sunday, God bless. But the everything is shaping out to be, and you went back talking about with the series with the Mavericks and the Clippers. You don't think the Mavericks are better than the Clippers?
I mean, it's kind of back and forth. I mean, you're talking about Luka and Kyrie versus George, Kawhi Leonard, Westbrook, and James. It's hard. So it's kind of 50-50. I mean, you see
But
these teams go at least 6 games before, but the
with your
Clippers have
eyes
been
this
better.
year,
But with the way the Clippers have come together, they have the offense to be the better team. But when they're not fully healthy, the Mavericks are the better team,
right?
without question. They don't have to rely on too much star power. All you need is two guards to carry the teams.
I just think that with that one, that the Clippers, since the whole formation of what they've done over the last 4 years, and God bless Tyronn Lue. He's a great coach. Tyronn Lue's a great coach, an NBA championship coach. He's a great coach. But they've never been healthy enough all together, no matter what big pieces they have together, at the same time, to gel consistently enough to be good. That is really the whole entire summary of the Clippers over the last 6 years. They had, remember, all that got assembled around the same time when LeBron went to the Lakers. And the Clippers started doing the Kawhi, Paul George. They remember Kawhi had won with the Raptors. He should have ran it back. If he was smart, he could have did 1 year, 30 mil. Ran it back with the Raptors, maybe went back to back, and then he still could have left and went to the Clippers. And he would have got paid whatever he wanted. But that's neither here nor there. The one with the Raptors left out. The Clippers did whatever he wanted. That's been going on for a while. When the Lakers won that title in the bubble?
2020.
It's always something. It's either Kawhi's hurt or Paul's hurt or they're hard, or this guy's hurt and Russ not playing, or when they had this guy that he was hurt. These are the same guys that traded Shai Gilgeous-Alexander away.
And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has made OKC the number one seed in the Western Conference, and they're literally waiting for the Clippers, assuming they can turn things around against the Dallas Mavericks, which probably might not happen. But yeah, I mean, if the Clippers go out in Game 6, you can expect some fire sailing happening down in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah,
and they about to debut their new arena called the Dome next season. Yeah, at the very least, they're not going to be sharing the Crypto.com arena with the Lakers anymore after this year. So if they don't make it to Game 7, the loss in Game 5 will be the last ever home game they have at Crypto.com arena, playoffs or regular season. So that's something that you need to think about.
They're in trouble.
And and now getting back to what I asked about the Denver Nuggets, they're probably going to win it. They're probably going to get back to the finals again. I mean, the only real threat that you have under the Minnesota Timberwolves is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's OKC Thunder. Even with home court advantage, let's not forget, experience outranks youth always.
Who will Denver play in this next round now?
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
And man, that's going to be
that far in a while.
That's going to be scary. That's going to be a big time series.
Even though, well, I know earlier in the calendar year I picked the T-Wolves and Celtics to face off in the finals, but that narrative kind of changed. That narrative might change depending on the flow of that series to the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. I mean, you're talking about up and coming teams. I mean, well, the Denver Nuggets already had their championship win last year, but the T-Wolves are an up and coming team. Ant-Man is already being talked about as the next Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, just like how LeBron James was when he was his age.
I think that your pick is very good. And I like the Denver Nuggets. You heard me just say I have them going to the finals. But the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing really good ball. Anthony Edwards is playing at an unworldly level right now. And he's still peaking. And he's still young. He's 22 years old. Now, that is a good matchup. If there's anybody that can knock them out, that'll change everything. Listen, we'll see how, and he's still great. Win or lose of the series, but we're going to see how great fast, impactly Anthony Edwards is, if he can be the leading catalyst to help the Timberwolves team get past the reigning world champions and Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, that'll be unworldly.
Yeah. Even though I had the Denver Nuggets winning, we had to acknowledge that the Minnesota Timberwolves are not playing this time around. They just let Bradley,
Nope.
Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. And you know what? Even though Kevin Durant has felt no better in the Phoenix Suns compared to when he was with the Brooklyn Nets, it's the loss kind of makes it just as bad. I mean, the only difference is there's no COVID-related reasons involved, like how it was during his days with the Brooklyn Nets. But nonetheless, even though he's won in the Western Conference before, it's different now. You're not playing with Stephen Curry. You play with Devin Booker. And
Right.
yeah. Even if Kevin Durant does end up coming back, who's to say he's not gonna have any, he's not gonna get injured and miss a month or two of the season that's gonna cause the Phoenix Suns to be mediocre. Who's to say?
KD is a great player.
Mm-hmm.
Despite all the criticism we want to throw around him, he's had a great career. He's one of the most phenomenal talents that we've seen in the history of basketball. But right now, at the end of his career, he cannot lead a team. He cannot do it by himself. He has to go to a good vet. Like, I'm just being like fair and hypothetical. Like, if Miami got healthy with Jimmy Butler and he went to Miami, that's a great look.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to a program that they're gonna guard, defend, and play hard, which that won't be hard for him to buy in and lock in. And offensively, he's the next punch that they need. You got him and a healthy Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. You're talking about something. That might be too much. A Bucks. Yeah, you got to. If he go to a Bucks, if he even possibly went to a Knicks, with the pieces they have. So, but he's got to go to a team where, and that's the problem. Like, Phoenix didn't have it. I knew they weren't going to do anything.
They have no bench.
They had no bench. Everything that they got from Grayson Allen was a gift of God, and they got him for cheap. And now they probably definitely can't afford him. So, that was never going to work out. But Minnesota's young and up and coming. OKC is young and up and coming. Let's see. Jokic could be the slayer, man. He's a tough guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's tough indeed. All right, and if you want our thoughts on everything going on with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Pacers, and the Knicks,
what's the score?
Well, yeah, that conversation we're gonna leave it for another episode with the Bucks and Pacers, since that Game 6 is currently going on right now.
You see them New York Rangers.
Yeah, good call. Mention New York Rangers as they swept the Washington Capitals in the first round, like clean them up. They will face the Carolina Hurricanes in the very next round, who won a gentleman's sweep against the New York Islanders, the New York team that played all the way in Strong Island. So, right, when one New York team could get it done, at least you have the New York Rangers. When you're looking at this series to the Rangers and the Capitals, what goes through your mind?
I know. Come on, I mean, I don't want to sound cocky. Rangers fans, we knew we were way better than the Capitals. We knew that once we started clicking, which we did, it was going to be an easy series. We at all levels, in all layers. They played hard. They missing a few things too, but we knew that was going to be a good start up. This next round around, now the Rangers got to play hockey. And they were playing good hockey in the first round, but now they got to play hockey. Carolina's a damn good team. They have offensive guys that can score. They defend. They're very fast. They're a smart hockey team. They can score. So the Rangers will have to be on the key. They'll be ready. They'll be fine. I expect the Rangers to win 6, maybe 7 games. But Carolina's good. A few years ago, I believe we played them 2 years in the postseason. We won in 7 games, but it was an epic 7 games. I think even That time, I think Carolina actually beat the Islanders then too. I think.
No, the
And
Islanders didn't make the playoffs that year.
they didn't make it. Yeah, they didn't make it there. Yes. And but
And it was last year Carolina Hurricanes defeated the Islanders.
there it goes. And then now they got them again. So hopefully we could beat up on them because the Islanders, at least they won that last home game. You know, I was gonna go do a memorial with my peoples. Shout out to rest in peace the soul of Chris Cherry, his mom Joanna Cherry. They had a great function Angie put together at Central Islip High School. A lot of the old alumni came out to play. Had a DJ, good vibes. A lot of donations and money was made, so it was pretty cool. And when I was on the way on the railroad, every stop I seen them because the game was like really early at 2:00. So at least they did that. You know, the Carolina's a tough team, so hopefully we can take care of that. But the Rangers are doing well right now.
Now, question. It's fun watching the Knicks and Rangers in the playoffs. At least the Rangers are going to have some games in the Garden. Now it's all about what's going to happen. Now they turn their focus to facing the Carolina Hurricanes. So that's pretty much it. If Artemi Panarin can continue to go after the puck and get more goals, I have a feeling they'll live up to the President's Trophy success.
Hopefully, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, that will wrap up this episode. Nothing but that sports talk. Thank you for stopping by, Ryan Walker. And yeah, we come talking sports, especially hockey. Basketball is a beautiful thing. And I'm going to announce this: the future of Nothing But That Sports Talk is going to be more bigger because we will continue to break down news stats and everything from college to the pros. But this time, we're adding a little entertainment into it because, yeah, sports are involved in entertainment. Entertainers watch sports games sitting courtside. But that's not the only reason. I just feel like even sports athletes do need to share their entertainment knowledge as well. While the entertainers, whether you be a hip hop artist or an actor, they get to talk about some sports as well, even if all they do is attend the games. So, yeah, for somebody that grew up in the hood, like, I just want to ask you this one question before we wrap it all up. Why you think it's important for sports and entertainment to meet in any categories and nucleus?
I mean, I just think it's hand in hand. It's hand in hand. Of course, you know, in our culture, you know, families with West Indian background, you know, you being, you know, born and raised in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? I was born in Toronto, Canada. My mother and father are Jamaican, per se, but I've been living and raised in New York since 1987. I lived in the boroughs uptown. I lived in Long Island. I went to school in PA. I went to school in PA, and Delaware. I seen Philly. So you know, it's just hand in hand. Even if you watch hockey, music is hand in hand with hockey. You know what I mean? Like everything is sports, entertainment, music. It comes hand in hand, and it's kind of like a crazy thing. Like the ball players and the sports guys want to be rappers, and the rappers and the want to be ball players. You know what I'm saying? And you got some guys that are good and play for different sports and so on and so forth. So I think it's just key for the culture. We see it at all the tournaments in the summertime. How sports, entertainment. We was at the Jordan Brand Classic. That's a perfect example.
I was getting ready to reference the Cash Coleman and Lola Brooks performances that happened at the Jordan Brand Classic, and yeah, everything you expected. Hip hop performers entertained the crowd, even the athletes.
Yeah. And that's music. Young New York upcoming artists, an event that's in Brooklyn, in New York. That's a big invitational. And you have a few kids on the team that are from New York or from the metropolitan area who's very in tune. And some people nationally might be in tune, but that might have brought out more people to know about them even more than what those and those two artists are definitely young and upcoming. They're known. You know what I'm saying, but that's a big platform, and to be able to rock something like that, you know, it says a lot. So sports and entertainment and culture is just it's hand in hand. We watch the Kansas City Chiefs play football, and we're looking at Taylor Swift in the skybox. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah.
She's a music entertainer, but it's hand in hand with what goes on. You know what I'm saying? How many of the rappers have great relationship with the ball players? They all hang out. You know what I'm saying? It's trillions of them.
Too many.
So
And you know what? I remember seeing you make an appearance or contributing to a couple music videos, like for the past in recent years.
yeah, I've been in music videos myself. I've been in a music video with my peoples in Canada, out here, even because my guys they do music and we watch sports too. So and then we all got platforms and we get together and we definitely make things happen. So look how it's been in tune. Once you're around in those circles, you can always be around event and video shoots when my guys took me down around Benny the Butcher and Jay the Kiss. They filmed a video in right in Yonkers. Was it my brand? Yeah, no. School Street, Yonkers. Well, yeah, right in Yonkers. He's down the block from School Street. They have a good park out there that he fixed up. Right in a tough neighborhood of the hood, but a great basketball thing, a great culture, great community thing that gets put on. So sports, entertainment, music, it's all hand in hand.
Yep, it's all hand in hand. With that being said, for this episode going forward, we'll still stick with the Nothing But the Sports Talk episodes, but for the future, I'll be introducing Nothing But That Sports Talk presents when sports meet entertainment. So just because, yeah, not only will we still continue having the same sports conversations that we've had for the past several years, but we're also going to be talking about any upcoming hip hop music awards and some of our favorite rappers, some any latest song that came out like on a monthly basis. Because yeah, that's pretty much it. It's something that we have to do for the culture.
Why not?
Yeah. And with that being said, downloading this episode, Nothing But That Sports Talk for Ryan Walker, Rafique Louison. We'll see you next time.